how are you doing? Cleric! He sniffs a few times, then gives a half-enthusiastic wave. Oh, okay, they are talking, so I'm talking to both. Besides him, you see Isk, who has clearly been asking a ton of questions to the halfling scholar. Have you managed to get anything out of that forward yet, or the ghost chat? I've only begun to dive into its meaning. We have this new wacky categorization that I can't wrap my mind around. It does not appear to be directly linked with any of the other mental mapping tools we developed before or after his death. My reading is, it is almost like a bullshit divination, you know? Not even the esoteric kind, the scammy kind. Like an ancient theory of elements, or the humors. Which one of the 6 are you? Are you body, or are you intellect? Step right up. Not a huge fan. Though I might just be a bit biased considering his obvious anti-halfling rhetoric. Haha. I think it's genius. 6 categories, each used in a way to map out who you are as a person. Yeah, that Cividex fellow was clearly off by a mile. He didn't even do his own work. I'll let you chew on it a bit more. Let me know if you figure it out. He didn't even do his own work. I do agree, even if it's a bit disappointing to say so. And then there is that halfling servant of his, Mundus Gai. I believe there might be more to all of this than meets the eye. I will make sure to put a call out for any information on this man at all major universities on the coast. In time, truth will be unveiled, and so on. Can I ask you something about alignment? Of course. When would I ever shut up about it? If a man were to murder innocents in order to cast a spell that resurrects a really good god, that would help hundreds more than he ever killed. Would that be good or evil? Okay, you set up this hypothetical for me, but I think your thesis needs to be rethought. The good or evil in that action would be solely dependent on his intent, right? If the man hates himself for doing this, thinking, oh no, oh how terrible I am for doing this to innocent people, and he is doing all this killing while, in a sense, sacrificing his own spirit in the process, then it would be considered more good. If he did it for his own gain, then it would be evil. If he destroys himself in the process? Depends on his inner workings, but if he truly believes the world to be 100 times better after his killing spree, his alignment would be good. But this is where you need to rethink it. Because what is this? This intention could be entirely delusional. It could be based on all kinds of craziness. He sniffs. In practice, outcome is all that matters. In the long run too. Don't think of it as good or evil. Think instead of what kind of world you wish to live in. A world where life is a consumable of great men? Sounds kind of shitty, doesn't it? So am I a bad person for thinking bad things? He lets out a snorting laugh. If so, then every pubescent kid would have their name carved on the wall at the bottom of the 9th hell. The halfling shakes his head. Though if you are asking a pervert like me about morality, you're bound to get shitty advice. Good, then I won't worry. Good. Live life. Follow your stomach, as the hedonists say. You're a pervert? In a purely ideological sense, of course. As well as all the fun ways too, he adds, grinning. Point at Braxo, behind you. So, what are your thoughts on, what's your thought on devils?
Careful. You know I bite.
You hear him call out.
Ho ho. As anyone who studies alignment knows, intent matters, but not so often in practice. I prefer the devil I know from the evil-aligned human I'm forced to deal with. There's something liberating about knowing fully what kind of selfish piece of shit your body will be, you know? No surprises. Unlike Celestials, you mean? Oh yes. Very much so. Ho ho.
So you've met Isk Urim? Look at the large snail man.
I have. Heard you had a hand in letting him out of that, stasis. Extremely fucking interesting.
I forgot what name what voice I gave him. Thank you for the description, my good halfling. You are fucking interesting as well. Don't teach him to speak like that. He can if he wants to. Awesome, my two favorite local wise men meeting up. What are you guys talking about? Look at Snorre, then Isk. Okay, my two favorite local wise men meeting up.
As well as your favorite devil?
You hear Braxo call out from the other side of the tea shop ceiling. Of course, my favorite little red guy.
I'm coming around on that nickname.
What are you guys talking about? Apple Dentiers, catching me up on your civilization's current level of research. It is fascinating to hear about the various branches you have gone in. In some ways, you are not that far away from our level thought. From our level, though you have gone in wildly different directions when it comes to examining sentience.
I'm writing all this down, just so you know. And I'll gladly get as much research content from you as possible, if you have anything with you mentally or physically.
Yes, that can gladly be arranged once I get my laboratory in order. Huh, birds of a feather. Idiom. Hit him back. Peas in a pod. The goblin gives you a look. He's ready. Two sides of the same coin. Great minds think alike. Marching to the same drum. Thick as thieves. His expression now says, you know that one? Damn. Pots from the same clay. Cut from the same cloth. He raises his hands. You win. Thank you. Thank you. Take a bow. Snurry and Isk appear to have stopped paying any attention to you and have returned to debating something esoteric. I'll leave you to it. Leave them to it. I should leave them to it. I should. So I will. Do you have anything new to say, Braxo? That's a good roll, at least. That unlocks something. This is no ordinary imp. His stature and position implies a former rank. A greater devil? What kind of game is he playing? Okay. Okay. Let's talk. Do you have anything new to say?
Here we are. Election day at last.
The little devil shows you a fiendish grin.
You ready to vote, cleric?
Oh, you know it.
Figured.
He glances at the windows.
There's time still, though. No need to rush it. So many interesting people coming out here today. Plus, I'm sure you've got a ton of stuff to catch up on. Heard you were MIA for some time there.
The devil chuckles. Yeah, I went into the beyond.
Oh.
Yeah.
As in, actually planeswalking?
More or less, yeah, just for a bit.
Damn. Hope you didn't bring back anything nasty like a virus or curse.
Probably not. He laughs.
I'm kidding. Planar travel isn't exactly common these days, but the Arcanists used to do it all the time. So I'm sure it's fine.
Because the Arcanists never did anything reckless, right? You're fine. The Beyond has many terrible dangers, but you avoided most of them.
Now me, I'm getting brushed up on some stuff myself. These post-election months will be big business for me.
Why?
Well, my professional estimation is this. The Nationalists will enter into a union with the Free Striders. Then the city will face a massive amount of paperwork. We're talking rewritings of base laws, designing new company structures, trade agreements, citizenship documents.
He rubs his little claws together. Stereotype. It's good business.
So much work. I love it.
You'll profit from this chaos.
Sure. I mean, yeah. Not like this wasn't expected. It's a long time coming. I've obviously got a tight deal with Darrow, so wherever he goes, I tend to follow.
What's your deal with Darrow?
Just an information thing. He helps me, I help him. Started a while back, when he was getting started. I'm pretty good at finding loopholes, and he's the kind of guy who loves to stick a finger in them.
Ew. Nasty. Loopholes?
You know, legal technicalities, the helpful kind.
He grins. The devil is lawful evil. Who would have thought? What's the legal status of a god who dies but exists in a fugue state between worlds? He stares at you for a few seconds.
I have no idea. I mean, it's probably just a gray zone, connected with general ghost business. Ghosts, gas, shades, spirits, will-o-wisps, and other spectral undead are obviously treated slightly differently from reanimated corpses, but in general it's all the same. They're illegal. Even a dead god would have to get exorcised in that case. But I imagine if Earth spooked up the place, you would get a slightly different reaction. Weird question though. Why'd you ask?
I met Earth.
Sure you did.
Are you stuck in the beyond?
Fine, I'll believe you. In a theoretical sense.
He turned around fast.
But I'd suggest not telling too many people. They'd either think you crazy or trying to cause trouble on election day.
Got it. He gives you a thumbs up. Hope you have a lovely election day.
You too, cleric. Think carefully and then vote. You can make all the difference in the world.
His eyes gleam with sarcasm. Good day, Braxo. Or evil day, maybe. Maybe that's more his speed. Can we look at the barrel? A barrel full of grease. You can smell it from here. Okay. Let's not throw any fire at it. Oh, there's even more up here. Okay, this is at least barred. Can we behold you again? No. As you approach the angel, she turns to face you in the air, her glorious radiant aura enveloping your soul. Snell gives her a nod. I'll be over there if you need me. Then he scurries away. Etia turns her face, facing your general direction. The crowds are filling the streets. Voices cast for the future. Among all mortal behavior, it is this I treasure the most. Your incessant need to be heard. Hello, Etia. She stares at you with her many, many eyes. Yes, we humans sure are special. You have an interesting viewpoint, Angel. I'll say that. I do. One more thing, Etia. What are you voting for? Her telepathic voice is silent for a bit. Then she answers, I do not know. Last second, eh? Yes. She holds out a hand in front of her face. I've decided to be a bit more human. For this day only. Her many eyes look to the sky. We will see what fate brings. Chaos. How interesting. Won't you look at that? Maybe she'll even go yellow. Her heart is gleaming and good. Perhaps even green. Celestial, human, heart to heart. Bow your head and leave. Ah, you are returning on your own. That's good. Don't have to go pick you up. There's a question mark. Servants. You hear them talking about how much of a dick Darrow is. Okay. Nobody else here is interactable. Wait, could I have gone through here earlier? I'm not sure. Wait, there was an exclamation point. Was it just Snell? Might have just been Snell. Okay. I guess we're gonna go back down, talk to the people I skipped earlier, because I was paranoid about the time. And then we'll see where else we can go. If we can... I don't think we can leave this piece of map, is what I'm thinking. Okay. I haven't talked to you yet. Can I behold you once again? Let's see. That's an 18. That's not enough to reveal anything else. I mean, we had a pretty good read on her anyways, so let's just talk. A group of Asgard youth activists are handing out newspapers and chanting slogans. They are showing their values in the streets. One of them adjusts her glasses. Cleric, thanks again for the ink. We managed to, just before the deadline, get each and every copy sent out across the city. The girl moves up a stack of newspapers with a grunt, then looks at you. The election issue is going out well and enough. Though I'm still pissed that I had to change the article. Feels like such a waste. No angry customers though? That's the problem. We want a splash to be noticed, otherwise we're just another minor sign. Or scene, I guess. Nobody will bat an eye at this. Jehan Clanless? Modissa, there's still good stuff here, her halfling friend mutters from the other side. Yeah, I'm just saying, getting a reaction is good. That's exactly what the youth Asgulls are all about. Confrontation, evaluation, and intense debate. That's what Myron always said. I mean, she still does, just as a forewoman, not as our boss. All of a sudden, she wobbles a bit on the spot, and her eyes grow dim. Modissa! Her dwarven friends grab her in time and give her some support as she gets steady. Oh god, damn it! She swears and rubs her temples. Thanks, Serba. You okay? Yeah. It was a long night, Serba explains. Modissa didn't stop working until, well, we went here. The halfling taps Modissa on the arm with a rolled up copy of the chant. Not again. You'll get yourself killed if you work this much. Yeah. Get back to work, you two. The human grunts and clicks her tongue. You, she says, you better read a copy, then go spread the word. Ascalism is the future, and we're the future of Ascalism. I'm not gonna ask for a license to hand them out. Leave them to their work. Do I have a copy? Let's see. Unless it filled some gaps somewhere. I don't think so. Wait, do we have a dedicated book slot somewhere? Key items, literature. Piece of paper. That's resistance note. Oily instructions. Scroll of wish. I don't think we have one, otherwise I would have, read the description, but unfortunately we don't seem to. Now, how are you doing? Can I get another read? Not with that roll.
Oh, look, Romulus. It's the cleric of Norwich, come to bless us once again. Aren't you just a damn lucky charm of a human, eh?
He slaps you on the arm roughly. I actually met with one of those ancient snail people.
What?
Yeah, he's here actually, just up on the tea shop. A fellow called Isk Urim.
Gardugrin, an actual snail folk, alive and all.
Last time I checked. Appearing out of a puff of tiny esoteric sparks, Isk suddenly stands beside you. Yalu!
Oh!
I heard my name.
That's
The dwarf stares at the snail with a grin. In return, Isk just nods. Yes, absolutely. No need to worry. I've been in stasis for millennia. I'd say that loses me the mineral rights. The snail lets out a blubbering laugh. And I see the white manes must have found something sinister in our halls, which isn't surprising, really. My kin were quite the mad bunch towards the end.
What?
He's a gesture at your head. The dwarf stares blankly, then he gets it.
You're reading my mind?
Yes. Sorry, is that intrusive? I can't help it, you see?
No, very efficient, I like it. But then, Do you know where it is?
Not to a degree that would make you happy, but perhaps to a degree that would be helpful. You see, my good dwarf, I too seek certain artifacts that could be found in Tulamon. So perhaps we could collaborate?
Yes. We Wunderlicht.
The dwarf reaches out and grabs the snail's hand, shaking it.
We'll make a good team, Esk.
Good, I'll be in touch. Yalu. The dwarf turns back to you, his eyes beaming. Literally.
I can't believe this is happening. Years of toil, and now everything happens at once. Thanks to you, cleric.
He shakes your hand as well, leaving some snail mucus on your glove.
I'll be sure to let you know how it goes. And if you're interested in some freelancing, I'll be sure to reach out as well.
The dwarf laughs maniacally. The rust monster follows suit. Then he leans in with a sudden serious expression.
And you're voting green, aren't you?
Nod. Of course.
Ha! Go, Knecht.
He laughs and slaps you on the arm again. Romulus makes a screeching noise on his shoulder.
Be seeing you.
Okay, bye. Wonderful, that certainly made his day. Construction? Are those construction workers, or... No, for a second I thought those were hard hats. No, they are, I don't know, some group. Not sure. Bicycle? Is it mine? A bike line. One bike stands out to you. You see your bike, now alone on the bridge. It's absolutely beautiful, as always. You wish to ride it. Snell watches how you stare at the bicycle. True love, am I right? It's wonderful to see. Oh? Knock? Okay. I don't think I'll need my spell slots for much else today. You cast knock on the lock of the bike. Oh. So you didn't have your key? I lost it in the river. Oh yeah, right, got it. So now you can ride your bike back home? Yeah, after I vote, of course. We've got some other stuff to take care of first. You wanna ride with me? You wanna ride with me? I have a feeling that would be a bit of a death wish. Maybe some other day, but thanks for the offer. Why is it alone? What happened to all the other bikes? They probably cleared them to make room for all the people here. Good thing they didn't touch yours. I imagine this is how the cowboys of old Diminor felt when they reunited with their horses. We'll never know for sure, so yeah, why not? Off into the sunset on your yellow bike. Dramatically appropriate. Epic. The end is near. I'll come back for you, pat the bike, and leave. There we go. Oh, this bike is not in such a good spot, but I can't really pull it out. Bikes are cool. You should ride your bike more. Yeah, I mean, it's healthy. Can I behold the bird again? A glorious seagull? The seagull stares at you. Do I have speak with animals ready? I do not. It does not move when you approach, though it does observe you. Hello, Faye. The bird squawks at you. Before you can do anything else, it begins to take off, making some horrid noises as it does. Could have been worse, could have becked your eyes out. True, true. Okay. Is there anyone else left to talk to? Can I still enter the tea shop? I can. Okay. Sure, why not? Oh. Simi and the boys. Though Simi seems to be fairly alone here. But that didn't reveal anything new. I mean, it was a fairly good roll in the first place. Nothing to say, huh? Okay. And I can't get past you, so I can't get to the underground anymore. That's fine. Just to see that he's in there looking at probably the destruction and maybe thinking about how to repair it. You know, something like that, probably. Okay. I think, unless I've missed someone, I'll have another look around, but yeah, I think that's everybody. right? I'll take a quick look around. Just one last look. Oh, there's all... I just realized all the bikes are here. And blocking the path to the Goblin Garden. Didn't I see the cat somewhere? I could... Oh, and the lobster. You know what? Let's engage real quick. Prepare spells. Let's have Comprehend Languages, Cure Wounds. Oh, I never used Detect Secrets. Detect Alignment, whatever, Speak with Animals. Knock, Enhance Ability, Speak with Plants, I guess I could do. And... what does Augury do again? Divination Ritual, oh, right. I'll equip it, but I've never used it before. And you know what? Good apple just for good measure. Let's talk to you. Regular, non-giant crab. You walk up to the crab. A blue crab. Bet he's a nationalist. Why? Blue is the color of Norvik. So, we all share the city. Not for long. But isn't nationalism all red? Norvik in the Arcane era was red, a time of bloodshed and violent growth. This era, this is blue. And the crab made you think of that? Yes. Speak with animals. Hehe. Got your finger? No. I'm not gonna insult it. Yeah, no, I'm not doing this. Oh, thank the gods. There are wiser creatures to communicate with. As you do, the crab clicks its claws in front of you before jumping off the side of Tolstad. Let's hope this crab in particular is the roughest example among its creed. You are very tired. Oh no, I forgot to tell it what I was voting in the election. Don't worry, cleric. I'm sure it already knows. It probably does not care. Okay. Somewhere I saw the cat. I forgot the name of the cat. But somewhere I think I saw it sitting on some overhang or something. Oh, I can interact with the rats? A mischief of rats. Oh, look who's here. 5 rats. You approach the 5 happy rats in a circle. A joyful squeaking fills your ears. How cute. It's almost like they're holding a little debate. Gang warfare. The spell activates and your ears are suddenly filled with the most horrific sludge. Political bickering. Are you a fool? Squeaks the red rat, his tiny whiskers quivering with righteous fury. The blessed teachings of Earth demand human supremacy. These streets belong to the children of Norvik, not some mongrel coalition of... Oh, spare us the dead god propaganda, interrupts the yellow rat, rubbing her paws together. What this city needs is economic freedom. Join the Free Cities trade network and watch prosperity flow like grain through broken silo. Democracy, commerce, liberty. Hell yeah, good rat. Liberty? The green rat practically foams at his whiskers. Liberty to exploit the working rodent. Your free trade is simply slavery with extra steps. The Workers' Party demands fair wages for every creature, rodent, even the oppressed sewer newts. Why does the green one speak like a Vojeni Highlander? Radical, but well thought. The white rat wrings her tiny paws desperately. Please, please, can we all just get along? I mean, we're all rats here. Surely there's common ground. Don't be a pussy, the red rat hisses back. The black rat then lets out a voice like grinding millstones. Let us find no common ground in the ashes of your pathetic ideologies. When the great burning comes, all your politics will matter naught. The agricultural collective understood this, as they feasted upon the grain, before they sold their souls to the green fool's workers' paradise. The agricultural party were crypto-fascists, snaps the green rat. We absorbed their few decent policies and discarded their reactionary... Crypto-fascists, Red Rat's eyes bulge. We're the ones preserving traditional values while you preach the dissolution of species hierarchy, Earth's divine plan. No, Jacob, I was talking about the agricultural collective. Oh, the Red Rat says. I just assumed. Hey you guys are really into politics stuff, aren't you? The Black Rat stands up on his hind and holds out a paw in your direction. Looking closely, you notice him giving you the finger. I want to suggest a bit of a break, the White Rat practically weeps. Maybe if we all just took a moment and thought about how our words can hurt other people, maybe we can learn to love one another and be truly happy. Since they all look at one another for a bit as a silence sweeps their debate circle. The White Rat continues, a compromise? Compromise is weakness, the Red Rat shrieks. Compromise is exploitation, Green Rat shrieks even louder. Compromise is bad business, Yellow Rat shrieks the loudest of them all. Keep listening. Is business all you think about? At least I'm honest about profit motives, supply and demand, natural selection of ideas. Natural selection, how quaint. I once believed in the sanctity of grain stores and harvest cycles. Now I see the truth. All grows rotten in the end. Even your precious democracy, frankly, will crumble to dust. But if we could just find a middle path, a compromise that respects everyone's... The collapse is inevitable, the Black Rat whispers ominously. 5 rats glare at each other with the intensity of creatures who've been having this exact argument for approximately 17 consecutive hours. The Green Rat adjusts its tiny worker's cap, which is actually a bottle cork. Look, the material conditions of sewer hierarchies clearly demonstrate... Oh, stuff your material conditions up your burrow, the Yellow Rat waves a dismissive paw. The invisible paw of the market will sort everything out. Competition breeds excellence. Competition breeds rivers of blood, the Black Rat intones darkly. I have seen the fields burn, the granaries emptied, the hope drained from farmers' eyes like blood from a punctured grain sack. Okay, seriously, the Green Rat says. You need to help Marky. I don't think you even got over that incident. Yes, perhaps that is true. But therapy did not work, so I will never see the light again. White Rat tries desperately to change the subject. Has anyone considered the weather lately? Lovely weather for unity. The weather is a manifestation of Earth's displeasure with foreign influence. Red Rat practically vibrates with theological fervor. These unseasonable rains are clearly punishment for abandoning traditional rat values. Actually, the Yellow Rat smirks, I've cornered the market on umbrella futures. Rain is fantastic for business. While the working rat gets soaked, the Green Rat pounds his tiny fist, having forgotten his talk with poor Marky. Typical capitalist exploitation of natural disasters. Let them all drown, the Black Rat murmurs with satisfaction. The rain falls equally on the just and unjust, mostly on the unjust if we're fortunate. The cacophony reaches a crescendo as all 5 rats begin squeaking simultaneously, their tiny voices creating a symphony of democratic dysfunction that would make any Reetian parliament proud. Eventually, the time on the spell runs out. Their squeaking turns back into actual squeaking. Finally, some peace and quiet. You really sympathize with the White Rat. The Green Rat is right. Okay, where was the cat? Was it here somewhere? Yes, there. Can't talk with the rat right now. This is closed, I would assume. Stairs down to the Drunken Sphinx. Oh, can I actually go down? Nope, won't work. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay. Anything else up here? No, this just leads back to the main square. I think that means that's the conversations we can have. I'm glad I found the rats in the end. Wait. The skull. I forgot about the skull. Let's rush back to the skull. The Demi-Lich. I'm sure he has his thoughtful insights to give. If we can get him to talk. Can we behold him again? That's another point there. This skull has seen more esoteric events, historical battles, and shifts in global power than even the grandest of dragons of the Fade era. Keep on his good side and you'll have a great repository of knowledge in the future here. 1 strength, 20 dex, 10 con, 20 intelligence, 17 wisdom, and 20 charisma. Okay, okay, where do we have to... We can walk around here? I never knew that. Huh. You spot a familiar skull perched on the crumbling edge of the ancient snail tower overlooking the river. He's completely still, like an ornament of a particularly morose garden decoration. Bondaval? Cleric! The skull spins to face you, gems twinkling. Come, sit with me! He gestures with nothing. He seems to think he gestured. I'll sit down next to the skull. Ah! Sometimes a man needs to stretch his legs, get some fresh air in his lungs. He has neither legs nor lungs. This spot is great, isn't it? The river, the sky. It's nice, yeah? But I've been thinking, cleric. The skull rattles slightly. I need a new doom. A new doom? What's wrong with your old one? My current alcove is fine. Fine. But fine is not spectacular. A Necrolord deserves better. What did you have in mind? The North Wall. Have you seen the view from up there? Magnificent! I could set up a whole laboratory balcony overlooking the city. Maybe a reading nook by the window. The altitude alone would be worth it. The feng shui alone would lead to a much more attuned leyline access. How did you get out of the crypt? What do you mean? I simply walked. All honesty, if the average Norvikian saw a floating skull on by, saw a skull floating on by casually, then they would most likely not assume it was an evil undead. They would assume it was a joking illusion or cantrip by some neighboring kid. I live on the North Wall. It's nice. You do? Good. Then you'll have a new neighbor soon. I have no strong feeling on your presence on North Wall. It's a very, very big district. Yes, it'll be perfect. Feng Shui? Don't get me started. It's one of my many hobbies. And I know what you're thinking. Why should an incredibly honorable lich like myself ever dabble in celestial bullshit? One reason, a balance of the elements. Radiance might hurt, quite a bit, but that pain can be the secret to longevity, you know? I would know. I'm immortal. Should I confront him on that? I'll confront him. I would retort with something clever, but I'm enjoying the sun far too much to entertain your inane comment. Good luck with that, then. Luck? Ha! Luck is for mortals who don't plan ahead. The skull turns back towards the river. Viscount thinks I'm being ridiculous, of course. But what does he know about interior design? Not much. His layer is pretty drab. Exactly! Anyway. Good talk, cleric. Always a pleasure. Get up. If you need me, I'll be here. You will not. Everything you have learned from this mad demi-lich has already been extracted. Is it really okay for an undead creature like this to just hang out in the sun? A zombie or ghoul might be affected in serious ways, but a demi-lich is no vampire. They have no hypersensitivity to sun and or regular light. Clearly old Bondaval here doesn't even have any regular sensitivity. See you around, Bondaval. Oh no, don't slip. Okay, that's a good point. This walkway does not follow the Safety Council standards of 22. Come on, question mark. This takes gut. Okay, so this is just about how this is terrifying to do. Now I think we're done. Now I think it's time to cast our vote. Hopefully we'll get another voting card. That would be good. And then I guess we'll be done. That was one hell of an adventure already, so yeah. Let's head inside. We'll see. Maybe there's even more people to talk to in here. This person can be conversed with. Anyone else? Come on, let me interact with him. Oh, no, I can't interact with him. Okay. Don't know why he's highlighted then, but sure. Those people aren't interactable. Okay. I suppose it's time. Behold, he's first in line. A few people remain in the queue. Though most are finished, done with this charade. It's getting late. Your companion looks around the chamber, the faint yellow light filling every corner. Light into darkness on the day of suffrage. Might be time to cast your vote, eh? He's going to miss this. Another job in the bag. Hells yeah. The goblin gives you a tired smile. Yeah, I've talked to enough people. Let's wait in line. Finally vote in the election and finish up your quest. Well, that's it then. A bit of a wait and then it's done. Exhaustion. His words drip in it. Nothing's ever truly done. This vote is just the beginning, you know? Quest complete. Finally, I need a long rest. This vote is just the beginning, you know? Yeah, that's the scary part. Snell grabs one of the fence poles nearby, leaning his body weight upon it. How you holding up, by the way? We've been moving constantly every waking hour for a long time now. To just stand like this, Jesus, I feel like I'm getting feeble-minded. Not sure how to even comprehend this damn day. I'm still a bit in shock, I think. It's work. I'm a man. Man don't compress, they only expand. I'm still a bit in shock, I think. Snell rubs his bloodshot eyes. You could always talk to the press. The press? Yeah, like, get this all down on print. I got a friend at the Post who'd love to write all about this. Lumia Kolachov. She's this crazy lizard woman. I think you'd like her. Lumia Kolachov, a big name reporter for the Post. She writes articles about all kinds of esoteric bullshit and is able to turn anything into a compelling story. Hey, you've read her work? Not sure how much you're able to say without getting in trouble with your bosses, of course. Ah, love her work. She's a... What do you say? Special girl. You've got friends everywhere, it seems. It's this line of work. I never seem to make acquaintances, only enemies or friends. He shakes his head. Could be fun, maybe. Something to think about. But that's for tomorrow, or next week, or next month. Who knows how the city will look by then. It will be a great seismic shift. How hollow it all will feel afterwards. But more importantly, will Snell be okay? With his people, will his people make it through this change? Will he be alright? I'll be fine. A nonchalant shrug. With a hint of uncertainty. I've helped build one hell of an institution here. It'll make it through, no matter who's running the show. 1 second. Voice is getting a bit sore. The HWBT will survive, I'm sure of that. Whatever you do, do not equate them to cockroaches. I think you're right. You've got some spunk in you.
Sure. We've got spunk.
The goblin grins.
Now you, on the other hand.
What about me?
Well, what's your plan?
You will serve, bend over, pray for mercy. You will live. Snell gives you a moment to think. He's actually interested. I'll be the best cleric I can. I'll survive somehow. I'll hone my magic, become even more powerful. I'll find another job. This whole cleric thing doesn't work. If this whole cleric thing doesn't work out. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Stay silent. I'll find another job if this whole cleric thing doesn't work out. He shoots you a wicked grin.
Well, I'm sure you've got connections. Thanks again for telling Darrow to shove it. That was great to see.
I did? When?
You know, when he told you to dismiss me. That was cool. Really, didn't expect it.
As you keep talking, the chamber appears to grow ever thinner in fog. You only have a few more minutes left before it is time. You know, I gotta ask about your political opinions. The goblin sighs. Clear your throat.
Yeah? Hit me.
What are you voting in the election, citizen?
That's private.
He wants to have a piece of it to himself. He fears. Understandable? You know I had to ask. Not even a hint? You have to tell me. It's the law. Come on, after everything we've been through? Understandable. You know I had to ask.
I did expect, yeah.
But he lets out a hearty scoff.
I'll tell you this much, though. It won't be for the Free Striders.
Good choice.
I'm not sure how healthy an anti-stance really is, but I'm sure they'll win in the end anyhow. They always seem to do just that.
You're green, I assume? Precisely.
Cool. I read your many comments correctly then.
He brings out a yellow notepad.
I'm not the type to write stuff down, I swear. But at some point I realized I should note down how often you make all of these political comments. It got pretty ridiculous at some point.
Then he flips through it.
Here.
Snell shows you a page full of scribbled lines.
It's like 30 times, cleric. I'm not saying you shouldn't be politically engaged, but you're clearly a bit too fixated.
Politics is important. It's more important than all of us combined. I breathe politics. It's in my veins. Only 30. I gotta pump those numbers up. I breathe politics. It's in my veins.
I suppose so.
The goblin shakes his head, placing the yellow notepad back into his jacket. As he looks away, silence takes over between the two of you. There is something. Something is left unspoken. It is weighing on Snell's mind. He takes a deep breath.
Just a bit longer than it's all done.
Understand, Snell. We have advantage. No, as long as we don't crit fail twice, everything is good. That's gonna work. That's gonna work nicely. Snell is a good person. You can trust him and you understand him. What's he thinking about then? He's thinking of Earth. There is a lot unspoken about your encounter in the void. Let him ask it. You are thinking about something.
I am?
Yes, I can tell. Let's talk about Earth. The goblin slowly closes his eyes, relaxing his posture. He is carrying it no longer.
Yeah, I have to ask. I just had a brisk conversation with the man who personally slaughtered my entire race.
Let me ask, what the fuck am I supposed to feel about that? Rage and confusion? I think you made your opinions very clear to his face, which is impressive, by the way. That is something you will only learn in time. You may feel appreciation. He let you live? Terrible. I don't know, Snell. I'm not a goblin. I think that's something he's gonna have to work through. That's something you will only learn in time.
In time. Like he's spouting some type of prophecy. In the end, we'll all learn how correct he was.
Snell says in a mocking tone.
Something like that.
His brow furrows into scrunched mess as he adjusts his jacket. A tick.
I don't know. Parts of me hates that he got to me at all.
How do you mean?
I should have shot him with the sling for what he's done, but something about that look in his eyes. I wouldn't expect that look in the eyes of someone with that kind of power, who had that kind of power. That he knew from the start that it was all just a gamble. I don't know how to even process that. And that's how all the gods went about it, following divine visions of whichever die roll had the greatest chance of success. That's insane. Yeah, real world choices cannot be broken down like that. It's far too complex. Sometimes I wonder if we all have our choices laid out like that, one after another, just odds and strings and tangled mess. Just let him speak. I'll just let him speak. Snell places a claw up against his temple. It's just this old man stands there defending every choice he's made, as if he were infallible, while also showing so much regret. Like he knows how much he's fucked up along the way. But he'd still do it again. Am I supposed to feel bad for him? Or should I be some all-forgiving monk just because he did his best? On top of that, he has the gall to tell me what I should do. Like his words are anything other than the ramblings of a dead god. Fuck, I don't know.
He looks down at the beautifully carved dwarven tiles.
How do you feel about it?
Follow what your heart is whispering. Exasperation. Breathless thinking. There is a good answer. He was just a man endowed by a divine spark. Treat him like any other human and you will see the truth. Remember what he told you. His era is over. You and I are the ones here. This is our city now. He shouldn't have gone to ask him to begin with. I don't know, Snell, I'm only human. You know what? Yeah. He was just a man. Treat him like any other human and you will see the truth. The goblin looks up.
Alright, I can do that.
The goblin's eyes are full of contemplation. He will think about this conversation as much as he will about the one with your god.
I did it.
Intensely voting dwarf.
I did it!
The dwarf at the front of the queue yells, his voice echoing out into the now almost empty temple chamber.
I finally voted! I actually did it!
Ha! He steps back from the ballot box, wiping sweat from his brow. The dwarf turns to look out over the chamber, tears streaming from his bloodshot eyes.
I didn't think it would be so difficult. At least you've got one guy who cares as much about politics as you.
Oh, enhance ability expired. That's fine. With this gentleman done, you see nothing now. Nothing standing between you and your voice. It's time. The end. Okay, behold the ballot box. It's time. You approach the ballot box. It's slit, a canyon of possibilities.
Time to cast this damn vote.
The card next to you drops into his own voting card. The guy next to you drops in his own voting card. As he too leaves the chamber, only you and Snell remain.
Speaking of which, here.
From his breast pocket, the goblin shows you a freshly printed voting card, without any of the boxes filled in. There we go.
Snag one of these on the way in. You'll need it after that ballsy move downstairs.
Oh right, the living library.
Yeah, sorry again about that.
That was almost entirely on me. Don't worry about it, shit happens.
A lot of shit happens in dungeons, yeah?
You see the Novikian stamp in the corner. The purge, it is official. The printing is a bit different from the card you received in the mail last week. Seems like the goblins must have ordered a new badge. You always think of everything, don't you?
Oh yeah, I got an eye for detail. He holds up another card, looking just as fresh. I just snagged an extra when I took one for myself.
Unceremoniously, Snell then drops his own voting card into the box. Huh?
Done.
He did it? Just like that? What, just like that?
What do you want? A fucking ritual? Song and dance? It's in the box. That's what matters.
He has known for a long time what to put in this box. I guess I expected you to care a bit more. I guess it's not that hard to vote after all. Good on you for voting, Snell. I think I'm just nervous since this means realize what's happening.
Yeah?
Snell steps aside.
Your turn, cleric.
The ballot box looms. Its shadow, ominous, emanating an uncertain future. A fray of no return. Turning to leave, he instead looks back with a scrunched expression.
Just gotta ask one more thing. The prayer.
What?
The prayer. The old man mentioned you would pray every night for one thing. It's been killing me, so I gotta ask. What was it?
Your heart falls onto the floor. It meshes with the dwarven tiles.
Yeah?
The goblin gives you an almost desperate look. He needs to hear this. Can't hurt to share. Not like anyone will ever ask you again. It's, say it. Snell crosses his arms. I would look out the window each night. I'd look at the, moon and the dark sky. Then I would ask Earth to give me one thing.
Yeah?
He leans in. What was it? Hold up a finger. One. Only one is enough. I prayed for one friend. The goblin listens. I was, one friend. That would be enough.
That's...
He gives you a shrug.
That's not unreasonable.
It's really not. The goblin companion laughs alongside you. He holds out a sharp claw. A handshake. A show of friendship. A hand to shake. Be careful, don't touch him too much. Shake it, firmly. You give him a firm handshake. He grins. He is going to miss this.
See you around, cleric.
Your goblin companion then walks down the stairs, heading straight for the exit. As he goes, you hear him yell out,
And don't vote for anything stupid.
Watch him leave the Temple of Earth. And then you're alone. Turn back to the ballot box. You see it staring at you. Next to it, a simple pencil. Alone. Just you and this amazing little box. Could you imagine a dozen revolutions, decades of violence and upheaval, all to get you the chance to write whatever you want on that little piece of paper and drop it in this silly box? You are now about to contribute as one in approximately 300,000. For comparison, the textbook on esoteric history you read for your tower's initialization was 320,000 words long. Imagine yourself as one of those words. Then realize how vastly little this action matters in the grand scheme of Norvik. Yet one singular word in that tome can change its entire meaning. Vote. Vote for every person, each creature, all things in this world of yours. Vote. Pick up the pencil, look at the card. Everything upon your shoulders. As you bring forth the voting card, the pencil in your hand, a world watching. I know exactly what to vote. The ballot box believes you. So do it. Choose now, one final time. Is this the voting? Sounds important. Meek thinks Master will choose good. Thanks, Meek. Yes, big thanks to me. Your talking scarf morphs back into a not talking scarf. The ballot box calls to you. You can delay it no longer. It's just one vote, right? What if I chose wrong? I wonder what will happen to Norvig. No time for doubt. Now is the time to act, not doubt. Though I wonder what will happen to Norvig. Difficult to say. Chaos, order breaking down, complete collapse, or, more logically, nothing at all, since nothing ever really changes from banalities like democracy. Who knows? Maybe it will fall to ruin, like every other civilization which has inhabited this place previously. There will be good days ahead. For you and all folk of this wonderful city. Now vote already. I'm going to vote for the Asgalist Workers' Party. You fill out the box with a heavy heart. For the ones who fall behind, for the ones who want to build an egalitarian dream. You are a good person. Hold up the voting card. The ballot box is silent. You hold the card in your hand, the ballot box below. A symbol for everything you are, everything you can be. Once you put this voting card inside that box, you have already made your choice. Now follow the string. 50% chance? Okay. Okay, there we go. That is the game, and what a game it was. That was really, really good. That was fantastic. Like, there have been plenty of games that kind of want to follow in the Disco Elysium footsteps. And from what, like, this is the one that I've liked the most so far. Except for Disco Elysium itself, of course. But, I mean, that's, you know, that's a high bar. That's a high bar to set. But yeah, this one was really good. I really liked the characters and, like, the writing of it all. Like, there was I think a lot of the characters had very, like, distinct written voices, even though they had no voice acting, of course. So I tried to do it some justice with my own beyond amateurish voice acting that I did. I hope none of the voices were too annoying for you. But yeah, that was great, and I also liked how deep it went into the whole political situation going on. I feel like that is something you have to get right, and I think this game did it very, very, very well. So I'm glad this game came out. I'm glad I got to play it pretty early on, even though I had a break in the middle for reasons. But yeah, that was really cool. And Snell is definitely one of my favorite characters. He's great. He's fantastic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever the developer, what was his name? Christopher Bodegard or something like that? I'm bad at remembering names, I'm sorry. Whatever he comes up with next, I will be excited to also play. I don't know if he's done anything else before this. If so, maybe that would be worth checking out, but I will definitely, keep tabs on what he does next, because this game really impressed me. The art style as well is beautiful. The world building, I thought at first, you know what, it's gonna be Disco Elysium set in the world of D&D, but no, it's its own world with it's just mechanically closer to D&D, and the vibe of the setting, the fantasy world is also closer to D&D than Disco Elysium was, but no, it's entirely newly created world with weird cosmology and all that, with the bands and with the entire rich history that was set up here, which, was just very, very impressive. And, like, there weren't all that many names scrolling by in the credits right now, so that makes it even more impressive. So, yeah. Honestly, wonderful stuff. I'm glad I played it. Maybe I'll play it again, though, probably I'll do that on my own time, because this is a lot of like voicing things. Unless this game at some point gets like voiced edition, then I might play it again on the channel just to see that. But if it stays the way it is, and that's fine, by the way, not every game needs to be voiced. That would be a lot of work. It would cost a lot of money. So I don't expect that to happen. If it happens, I'll definitely play it again on the channel. If not, then maybe I'll go a different route in private at some point. Because, yeah, I'm sure there's more things to explore. There's some paths I deliberately chose not to go down. Because even with some paths intentionally shunned, this was still a very, very full experience with a lot of different angles, different vibes and different quests and all that. And yeah, there's definitely more to explore. I saw him, the developer, post a picture of a character on Twitter, I think it was. A character that I've never seen. That is apparently rare to encounter because he only shows up in the morning. But yeah, never saw that guy. So a lot more to discover. Plus the books I didn't read in the tower where I slept. That's also something I maybe should do on my own time at some point. But you know, I was just, when you have a time limit like this, I always get a bit anxious about wasting time. Now that I've played the game and I know you can get through things fairly quickly, you can definitely get the stuff done in time. Maybe I should have read some of them, but when I tried to, you know, towards the end, before the end game, I couldn't. So, yeah, voiceovers for the little speech sound effects. There we go. Ah, the 41st precinct. r/Disco Elysium. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. There's some interesting names in there. Okay. I'll just quickly wait out the special thanks. Of course, Dungeons & Dragons, Planescape, Disco Elysium, The Secret of Monkey Island. Never played Monkey Island, but the others definitely make sense. Though I've never played Planescape Torment either. Maybe I should at some point. Okay. Christopher Beauregard, yeah. That's the name. Okay, this is a strange work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events, locales, or persons, living or dead, is entirely coincidental. Okay, yeah, started too late, and I don't think it was that important of a note. With that, we end today's session. It's been an honor to DM for you over the course of this adventure. Your cleric has been incredibly interesting to watch. I'm sure he was. At least I hope he was. That's a compliment. Thank you. Oh, and don't forget about your new buddy, Isk. He will have to seek out terrifyingly powerful magic in order to bring back his dear wife. You think he can do it? Maybe you'll have to help him out. Maybe. When it comes to Meek, you've obviously got a familiar for life. Though you better keep an eye out, that old master of his is definitely still around. Maybe you'll even get to have a chat with him at some point. Then there are questions surrounding those lost mines Axel was looking for. That sounds like a higher tier dungeon to me. I'm guessing that might be a great focus for the next adventure. Who doesn't love a good treasure hunt? No matter what, the Golden Horde will keep a watchful, radiating eye on this city of yours. Luckily for you, that eye will not be very interested in you, though maybe that's a bad thing. It'll be exciting to see. Ultimately, though, I am most intrigued by your encounter with Earth. For Snell, it was a meeting with the horrors of the past. For the cleric, it must have made a lasting impression. One that will shape his future and the era to come. Speaking of which, with the election done, I feel like this campaign needs a timestamp. Couple of months? A time skip. Couple of months? Years? Norvik is heading into tumultuous times, but your Askel cleric will surely find purpose in the cause. I can't wait to see what you do next. Christopher Beauregard. Oh, a spark? There we go. There we are. Okay, and with that, thank you very much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in another series. Either way, goodbye, and thanks again for watching, or something like that. I'm bad at outros. Cut me some slack.